Hi everyone, this is Ashley from Ashley's Creations, and it's been a couple weeks since I've been able to post a video or post on my blog. I've been super busy with work and just trying to spend time with Andy, so I haven't had much time in my craft room. But I got in the other night to make a card. I got the Established Elegance stamp set from Stampin' Up a couple weeks ago, and I've been dying to use it because I saw some really cute cards online with it, so I wanted to try it out. So this card I thought you could send to a girlfriend to let her know that you're thinking of her, that you miss her, or something, just to know that she's in your thoughts. And I thought the stamp set was really cute, so I wanted to use it for that. So we'll start with a 8.5 by a 5.5 piece of paper, and I folded it in half, so it was 4.25 by 5.5. I'm going to put that aside because I don't need that right now. I'm going to take a paper and then my Whisper White, which is 4 by 5.25, and I'm going to stamp using the Established Elegance stamp set to make a background. I'm going to use this one right here, this one, and this one. And I'm going to stamp off so that it just creates kind of a light background on our cardstock here, so that we have an extra little dimension to it. So I'm going to take the first stamp, and I'm going to stamp off, and I'm going to start stamping it randomly on my paper. It doesn't have to be in the same place. You can make it different if you were to make this card a couple times. I'm going to stamp off just so that it's not the focal point of the card, but the dress mannequin thing is. Okay, so now I've got some of those, so I'm going to switch to this stamp. I'm going to stamp it off. Stamp sometimes twice to make it even lighter. Let's see where I'll put this one right there. Stamp off. Put up in the corner. Now I'm going to switch to the little circle. Make sure it's on there nice and tight. Stamp and then stamp off. I'm having a lot of trouble having my stamps stick to my blocks today. Stamp off. We'll do maybe one more right over here. And then I think I'll do one more of this one. Alright, last one. Just so we have something up here. Okay, now I'm going to close that so it doesn't dry out. Put it aside. Put all those aside. I'm going to grab my Cuddle Bug on the table here. And I'm going to run it through the textile folder. If you can see that. See if you can see the design on that. It's a Cuddle Bug folder. I'm going to put my paper into the folder. Line it up. That's not straight. There we go. I'm going to sandwich it between my two B plates and my Cuddle Bug. And then I'm just going to run it through over here. Love my Cuddle Bug. Although, I do think I might buy the Big Shot from Stampin' Up! Because I got the edgelets folders and they didn't fit through my Cuddle Bug, so I was a little disappointed in that. So I might have to get the other one so that I can use my edgelets because they're so cute. Okay, so take it out. Now here's our background for our card, our layer. I'm going to put those aside. And now I'm going to take the dress image from the, well, it's kind of more like a mannequin. Put the mannequin image, and I'm also going to stamp that in the Stays On. And this piece of cardstock right here, this Whisper White, is 2 by 3. So I'm going to ink up my dress, mannequin, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not going to stamp off with this one because this is my focal image right here. Put it right in the middle. now that I have the image stamped on, we're going to run it through the Big Shot Textured Impressions Designer folders. There's a little oval right here, so we're going to run it through that. So I'm going to line up my dress so that it's in the little oval right here. And it's okay if the bottom of it is out, but I want the top to not have the design on it. See, that's my cat walking around in the background. She likes to be in the room with me when I craft. So bring the cuddle bug back out. I'm going to once again sandwich it between my two B plates. Pull that, put that away. So now we have our oval. Mine got a little bit off, but that's okay. This time I'll make sure it's perfect. Now I'm going to take some pop dots. Well, I'm not going to put the pop dots on yet, actually, because first of all, I'm going to distress the edges with my fingernail first to give it a little extra dimension. Now, if you have the distressing tool from Stampin' Up, or there's some places where you can buy distressing tools, and you can use that. But I'm just using my fingernail because I don't have either of those. And I'm going to actually do that on this piece, the black piece behind this one, and then the little black piece with the saying on it, and then the background that we just, I don't know if I did it on the background. I didn't do it on the background. I just did it on these and the one with the saying on it. So if you have the distresser tool, it might go a little bit faster than using your fingernails. The next thing I'm going to do is take my basic black ink pad, and then I'm going to ink around the edges, so maybe we won't even notice that I messed up on the oval right here. I'll hide it up a little bit. Alright, so there's that one, and then I'm also going to do it on this layer while I have this out. And I kind of just did it in like different lengths. I didn't make it even. I wanted it to look more vintage. So some spots I went out a little bit further so that it would look older. I'm going to put that aside. Now, this black piece, which is what the mannequin stamp is going to go on, was 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And like I said, I took my fingernail and I distressed the edge of that one too. And if you have the distresser tool, then you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I went ahead and I distressed around this one too. Now the next step is to take your Whisper White or your white and ink around your black. Not too dark, but just enough so there's like a little hint of the white in there. And then I also went around the card base with the white. Okay. Oh, no, I'll do that part last. So now I have a piece of black that is 1 by 3 1/4, I believe. It's either 3 or 3 1/4. And I'm going to take a stamp set from Favorite Thoughts, and I have this one right here. There is nothing wrong with the world that a sensible woman could not settle in an afternoon. I'm going to take that one, and that's going to be the little quote on my paper down here. So I'm going to take the dress off this block. Make sure I pull it down. because we're going to use Versamark for this one. It's really sticky, so my stamps tend to come off when I use Versamark. Now we're also going to emboss it with white embossing powder, so make sure you have your embossing powder ready. So I have my Versamark, and I have, oops, sorry. I have my stamp, so let's ink it up. Oh, there we go, it's already sticking. Let's try and get it back onto the block. There we go. Alright. Oh, bummer. Okay, we're just going to try it with our fingers like this. And then I'm going to press it down. I'm going to line it up. If you have a better idea about how to use Versamark so your stamps stick, then by all means. Okay. Now I'm going to dump my embossing powder on it. I'll pour as much of it back into the thing as I can. The rest of it will collect back later. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to pull in my heat tool. And we are going to heat it up. So you can see when it starts to change. Starting to burn my fingers, so I'm going to put it down. There it goes, starting to change. Okay, so now we have our saying, and I'm going to also distress this one with my fingernails really quickly. And then I'm going to take the white again and go around. Just for a little bit of color and definition. Okay, just put that aside. And I blew embossing powder all over my stuff over here, but that's okay. Now we're going to take and we're going to layer the card together. So I'm going to take my adhesive. Actually, I'm not going to do that yet because I forgot. I'm going to put a ribbon on it. And I have just a piece of black ribbon here. I'm going to make the ribbon off of the card so that I can tie it around after. A lot of people have trouble tying bows, and sometimes I do too, and sometimes they come really easily. So we're going to pull it through, if I could pull it. There we go. Okay, so I want to make sure I have the shiny side out on both sides, which is the hard part. Shiny part, shiny part. Make sure they're both about the same. And I'm going to tape these to my card. So I'm going to grab 2 pieces of tape. Alright, my memory card got full, or it became full, so I'm back. I'm going to wrap my ribbon around the corners over here. and I will fix the bow after. For now, I'm just going to tape it on. Let's turn it over and fix the bow a little bit. So we have a nice full bow. Make this a little bit tighter. Okay, so we're going to finish putting the tape on that I started to put on. I make mistakes all the time when I'm crafting. Who doesn't? Okay, and then we're going to put it on the front of the card. And then I'm going to take my stamp image, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of it. And put one in each corner. On this. And then I'm going to put pop dots on the back of that. And then we're going to take and stick it onto our card. Up here in the corner. And then I'm just going to put 2 pop dots on the back of your words. And put that at the bottom. And on the inside of this one, I took a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Whisper White and I stamped Thoughts of You.